Hey everybody, sorry this video is so late. This is my labor and delivery story. Today is Monday the 30th, January the 30th, so it's been almost a week since I had Coby. Actually tomorrow will be a week. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably have my 1 week postpartum video and everything, and actually have him in my video. Because right now he's sleeping. So this is my labor and delivery video. I had him January 24th on a Tuesday, which was last Tuesday. The video I made, the last video, well not the last video, but the one before that, when I was dancing, that helped. Because, okay, I danced that day. And then that morning, the next morning at 10:30, oh yeah, just so you know, these times aren't exactly accurate. Some of them are, but some of them is kind of off. About 10:30 in the morning, my water broke. What happened was I was asleep and it woke me up out of my sleep. I felt like I had to use the bathroom, and it actually, I felt like I was about to use it in, you know, pee in the bed. But and I tried to stop it, and I realized, oh wow, I can't stop it, or you know, it was just trickling a little bit. So I was like, oh my gosh. And so I got up, and the bathroom's like right beside my room, so I didn't run there, but I walked quickly in there and got in the tub. And as soon as I got, well, not as soon as I got in there, because as I was going to the tub, it was actually trickling out a little. But as soon as I got in the tub, it went like all out. Like my underwear was like soaked. It was soaked. My underwear was soaked. So I definitely knew my water had broke. And I thank God that was the place I wanted to break my water at if it was going to happen at home. But anyway, so I broke it at 10:30, and as soon as I did, hubby was sleeping, and I told him my water broke. He didn't believe me. But yeah, so we headed to the hospital. About an hour later, it's about 11:30, I started feeling contractions. Because my water broke, I didn't feel any, you know, contractions or anything. I felt normal. It's just my water had broke. So about 11:30, about an hour later, my contractions started not hurting, but I started feeling, it felt like period cramps pretty much. So I mean, that's how I knew it was contraction. So I got to the hospital, and they went to check to make sure my water had actually broken. It took them about an hour or so. But anyways, they found out you know, my water had broke. And they also checked to see how much I was dilated, which I was 3 centimeters. And I was like, wow, 3 centimeters? Because I'm like, I mean, I watch TV, you know, these birthing shows on TV, and hearing people on YouTube that they can't even take it at 1 centimeter, and they're like dying to get to 3 centimeters, because at 3 centimeters you can get your epidural. And I was like so surprised, like wow, I'm at 3 centimeters. And I was 3 centimeters and 70% effaced. And I was like, wow. I mean, I was feeling the contractions, but it was like period cramps. I didn't ask for epidural, and I wasn't offered it or anything. But about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was at 4 centimeters dilated, and yeah, at that point I was starting to, you know, it was starting to get to me, which I was wanting the epidural. But I didn't want to get epidural too soon, because if you get it too soon, it can wear off before you give birth. But the doctor told me they'll give me like the epidural where they put half of it in your back and the rest in your IV. And like if it starts to wear off, I could just press this button and it pumps into my IV, you know, to keep it going. So I was like, okay, in that case, go ahead and give it to me. So they gave it to me at 4 centimeters, and then they gave me Pitocin to speed up my contractions more. And we was told that I should be progressing like every hour. I should gain another centimeter. So it was 4 o'clock, so we assumed if it's 4 o'clock and I'm 4 centimeters and I got to get to 10 centimeters, we was expecting it to be like 10 or 11 o'clock before I had them. So about an hour or 2 hours later, like between 6 and 6:30, they checked me again. Well, they asked me if I want to be checked again. I said yeah, just, just to see where I'm at, make sure I'm progressing or whatever. And they checked me, and I was 9.5 centimeters dilated. I was like, wow. I was just, because once they gave me the epidural and everything, and I felt wonderful. Oh my God, that's my best friend. And I was getting ready to take a nap, and Jesse and his mom left out, and it was getting, I forget what they was doing. I forgot what he did. But anyway, they left out for some reason, because we didn't think it was, I mean, we didn't expect 10 or 11 that night because of what the doctor said. And once I was like, they told me I was 9.5 centimeters, like only 2 hours later after I got the epidural, I was like, wow. I didn't start pushing at 9.5 centimeters because Coby wasn't in position, or see, I can't even remember. It was either because he wasn't in position or because he wasn't, like, it wasn't time to push pretty much. At about between 7 and 8, I was doing practice pushes, which I did really good and with it and everything. And then about an hour later, it was about 9 o'clock, it was time for me to really push. And I pushed for about an hour or so and had them at 10-16. And oh my gosh, that was just the most wonderful experience ever. It happened just the way I expected it and more. It was really hard for me to push him out. That's what, well, it took like an hour or whatever, maybe a little bit more than an hour to push him out. They actually which I didn't feel or I didn't even know until after I had them, that they actually tore I hate to tell you guys this, but this is what happened. They actually had I guess I'm gonna say they had to rip me open. They had to tear, like, and what I found out, they had to tear from like all the way down to my, well, I ain't gonna say all that, that's TMI, too much information. But yeah, they had to cut me to get him out because I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and I was trying so hard to get him out, and I was doing a really good job pushing him out with. Not to mention, I could feel my contractions because my epidural was like I said, was wearing off, and I was steady pressing the button, so I could quit feeling the contractions. But my doctor advised me not to because it was going to be harder. It's hard, it is harder to push with the epidural because you can't feel anything, and that's what she advised me not to press it anymore because it'll be harder to push, or hard for me to push. So I stopped. So I could feel my contractions and everything, but I didn't feel them cut me open or anything. And Jesse actually seen it. They gave me a shot down there and cut me open. And Jesse kept saying it. He actually cried about it and was kind of upset that they had to do it. But they did it, and I pushed, and he came out, and just all my emotions just went everywhere. I just bawled out crying. I was crying so much, and Jesse was crying, and it was just so crazy. They put them on my chest while they wiping them off, and I was just touching them. Oh my God, y'all, that's the most wonderful feeling. But I will not be doing it again. I thank God I got to experience it, but I will not do it again. I cannot do the contractions. The contractions is the one for that epidural. I couldn't do as good as I did, but I did really good. Like, I mean, I did awesome. I think I did awesome with my birth, with the birth of my, my son. But yeah, so they took them off my chest and to clean them off and stuff, and I couldn't hold them until they stitched me up, which it took forever to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got hurry up so I can hold my son. But they took forever to stitch me up. Which before they stitched me up, they took the placenta came out. I actually asked them, could I look at it? Because I've been looking online to see, you know, I've heard about them and I want to actually see mine. And I did, and it looked really good. Well, my doctor said it looked really good and healthy and everything. I just like it because it's called a tree of life, and that's what he was growing in and everything. But yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. I will hopefully have you guys my 1 week postpartum video tomorrow, and a video. I mean, in the video you'll have Coby will actually be in there because right now he's asleep. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for the 1 week postpartum video.